What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about Captain America, a character that is very, very beloved by the fan base, but also a character that I don't think really should have gotten an update or really gotten a uniform, is really what I should say, as far as this update is concerned. I really don't like how Netmarble likes to do this thing where they, will have the Wakanda update and they'll throw in some other characters, and especially when we're already so combat heavy, right? We just keep getting more and more combats, and it's kind of like, Captain America is in one of these situations where if you already have certain combat characters, if you already have Moon Knight, who is a combat hero like Captain America, then you probably wouldn't need Captain America really for anything. As far as what I can tell, he doesn't look like he's very good in timeline at all. It looks like he's more like a world boss legend killer, and Moon Knight is still destroying him in ABL and ABX. But Captain America is better than him in World Boss Legend. So if you already have Moon Knight, I would probably just say just stick with Moon Knight and don't even level up Captain America unless he's your favorite character. You have combat villains, right? You got Carnage, you got Hawk. You got another combat hero in Venom as well, right? We have so many of them right now that do have the tier 4s available and go to level 80. It really, Captain America's uniform really came in at a bad time, right? Netmarble really should have changed their shop and created a different tier 4, or again, like what I said in past videos, where if we would have got T'Challa, that would have been much, much better. Because it's so weird that this super, super popular character really kind of in a way got the shaft because of the timing of whenever this uniform showed up in the game, and as far as really getting his tier 4, right? When he got to tier 3, he was the first character to get a tier 3, and it was insane at that time. But now that he gets a tier 4, now he's being looked at in a different way because we already have so many other combat characters. We have 2 other combat heroes in Venom and Moon Knight. So if you have one of those characters, you might be like, yeah, I'll just wait a while and do another character. Now, that doesn't mean that Cap isn't good. This guy's amazing. He has great survivability. He has terrific damage. He's not exactly proc friendly, as I'll show you guys in a little bit, because I'm going to do a live run. And I guarantee on this emulator, even on my phone, guys, he triggers the proc because the way his skills are set up, it honestly kind of sucks. But his damage is wonderful, right? He's got 56,000 physical damage. He is at level 72. Pretty much max stats. Just ignore defense. Close enough, guys. I got 22% pierce on my account. It's not really going to make all the difference in the world. He does have the command title, and that's actually really good. For Mephisto, this is really might be the big reason why people would level him up. Because, as far as command, Storm has command, and I'm pretty sure Moon Knight does not. No, he doesn't. He's just got Weapon Master and Leadership. And then Venom here, I don't think has command either. No, he doesn't. So, people that might level up Captain America, they might level him up for Mephisto in a high stage where you actually need command. That might be the big reason why they level him up, because he is really good in World Boss Legend. He has mythic physical attack Urus on him, no Odin's Blessings. His skills are all at 6. And something that I really like that they did for the character is that they changed his tier 3. You don't have to charge it up. He's in a complete iframe. He still ignores iframe in this skill. It's actually insane. They gave him a damage proc on it. It's amazing now. It really is. He's so much better to play now that it's not even funny, guys. His passive with a decreased damage received, always having super armor, is really awesome. His 1 is 2. His 1 still has the immunity, which aids in his survivability. The 3, right? Now he has accumulation based on the damage you deal. This is amazing for him, man. So much better. And he has ignore iframe on this skill. Now, again, from what I can see, guys, and from what other YouTubers have said, in timeline, he just isn't very good at all, unfortunately. Right? For AC, this is actually going to be probably really, really great. And then his 4 skill gives him, 5 seconds of invincibility, which is nice. And it is the skill you want to put the proc on. And then the 5th skill gives him a 50% attack buff and a 25% heal. So with all the immunity and invincibility, the heal in his kit, the decreased damage received, his survivability is actually really, really nice, right? Plus the remove all debuff whenever he is debuffed is actually really good also, which is awesome. And then his tier 4 skill does go up to extra 100% attack. Again, guys, it really looks like a Moon Knight is still destroying him in ABL and ABX. So, if you're ABL and ABX oriented and you already have Moon Knight, then he's probably going to be a skip. If you're a World Boss Legend oriented and you're still climbing the ladder as far as going to World Boss, he might be a pickup for you. And then his leadership does increase HP by 45%. This is actually really good, especially for someone like Hawk, which is, nice. And Hawk needs all the love he can get, especially these days, my friends, and we all know why. But the way that you play this character, guys, is literally you would go 2, 1, 3, 5, right? I actually canceled my 5 too early right there. So let's do it again. It's 2, 1, 3, 5. And whenever the explosion shows up, you would go into the 4. There we go, right there. Right? Whenever that shield shows up, you know that you didn't cancel the 5 too early. I actually canceled early twice just now. It's that easy to do. But this is what sucks, guys, and what makes them so not proc friendly is the fact that 5, I mean, guys, it's doing hits. It's doing hits. I mean, and you have to let it play out, right? Like, right? As soon as that explosion shows up, you have to let it play out. Because if you cancel it, right? If you cancel it early, you will lose that. And you really want this thing. Even when the proc misses, he's going to do a lot of damage, right? He's going to do a lot of damage. And whenever you're doing your skills, I mean, you really like, and then when you do your tier 3, it's like 3, 5, explosion, and then 4, and then tier 3, right? To get all the attack buffs while you're doing your tier 3. But it is tricky, guys, especially, the way that I'm going to do it, doing it live. Very tricky to play him, man. He sets up the proc so easy. His type enhancement is, rank 1. His power ring, fully awakened power ring on head, set. And then he has a 140% proc on him. I'm not going to level him up, guys. Honestly, for me, there's really no need to. There really isn't. And his uniform is just at normal. I didn't even level up his uniform. And this is kind of what I mean by, they really gave him a uniform at a bad time and gave him his tier 4 at a bad time. So because he's at level 72, we don't have to really worry about ignore dodge. And I'm just going to show you guys what he does at stage 64. Now, this is going to show how strong he is and how good his survivability is, because he really is a solid character. He really is amazing and World Boss Legend. However, guys, Hulk can do this, Moon Knight can do this, Carnage can do this. All these characters can absolutely, Venom can do this. All these characters can do this, and this is kind of the thing that sucks. I mean, if you have any of those characters, especially at tier 4 already, then, I mean, you're not really going to care about this because you're already able to do it. But we'll try to do this, guys. I almost want to go safe and just go 3, 5, 4, because a lot of times the 2 and the 1 will set off the proc on the emulator. It can really, it can be a little tricky. So I think that's what I might do. I might just change the rotation a little bit and just go 3, 5. There we go. And we did lose the proc, which kind of sucks. Okay. And so far, guys, we've missed our proc both times, which is really annoying. And that's what I hate. This is what I don't like about him. It's like, all right, there we actually hit the tier 3. And, you'll just miss the proc over and over and over. And that's what I don't like about him. It's like, see, as soon as he does a hit, he sets off that proc from the 5th skill. And that's what sucks, right? He really needs a rage, guys. And there we missed our proc on our tier 3. I mean, but even though we're missing our proc, even though we're missing it, right? His damage is crazy. Like, look at that. That's what the 140 proc, what he just did there. There we go. Oh, we missed our proc again, which sucks. And we would do even more damage, guys. Then we put the proc on the tier 3, but I canceled the 5th skill super, super fast, right? There we go. Get a little extra damage in there. But I mean, honestly, with a 140 proc, guys, this is actually pretty nutty. And I'm not even playing him optimally. I'm not playing him optimally at all. We've only hit the proc a couple times. There we go. I mean, I'm actually losing out on a lot of damage because there we kind of missed our 3rd skill. But I mean, he is putting out some damage, it's really insane the power that he does have. I mean, honestly, with a 140 proc, this is pretty wild. I mean, that tier 3 hits like a truck now. I mean, if you time the fist skill perfectly, if you time it perfectly where you're kind of guesstimating when it's going to land that bomb, you can land the proc over and over and over, but it takes a lot of practice. You know, he has a high skill ceiling whenever you're playing with a damage proc. Honestly, guys, this is a really good time. It might not look like it, but it's a really good time for having 140% proc. Obviously, if I had a CTP on him, he'd be able to do this. If I had a CTP of energy, if I had a CTP of destruction, especially a mighty, he'd be able to do this no problem. He'd be flying through this thing no problem, especially if I wasn't missing procs, right? He would. But the thing is, you know, we already have other characters that were able to do this, that can fly through this. And, you know, as far as needing a character like Captain America, you know, against Null, you know, yes, stage 64, where there's plenty of other characters that can do it. You have, you know, stage, what, 85, 86, right? Where you need combat superheroes. But there again, guys, you have Moon Knight, you have Venom, right? So if you have these characters, I mean, you're not really gonna need them. And in all honesty, guys, Moon Knight actually will have a support from, you know, Blade here, whereas Captain America wouldn't, right? He'd have a support from Punisher, and that's really about it. I mean, he could definitely do it, but pretty damn tough, guys. And then when you get into against Mephisto, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, is that you will eventually need, you know, command, right? You'll need a character with command, right? So there's leadership. I mean, there's, again, you know, Moon Knight could do that. Let's see, climb up the ladder a little bit. Female, alien, weapon master. Again, you'll need Moon Knight for that. See where I'm kind of going with this? And then you need a combat, you know, superhero here, right? And obviously, guys, you know, I've already used Moon Knight for this. I mean, I did have to use a Brilliant, and that is an advantage that Captain America will have. I just think that Captain America is stronger than him in World Boss Legend. It will be easier, but we already had Venom, right? So, I mean, and Venom's got extra supports in here with Agent Venom. I mean, and then here, you know, this is where you need command all the way in stage 85, right? You just don't have a lot of options here, right? You got Storm, but unfortunately for Storm, a lot of people just aren't tier 4ing the girl. And yeah, this will be the guy that a lot of people will probably use in this high a level. So, I mean, if you're nowhere, if you already have like Moon Knight, you already have Venom, and you're nowhere near stage 85 Mephisto, then getting Captain America, I mean, I just don't think there's really a need to pick up the uniform or even tier 4 the character if you're already doing that, unless you love him or unless you're collecting and you want to just level up another character. I mean, he's solid, guys. He's really an amazing character, but I mean, he really requires a rage to play, you know, optimally, to play really, really well. And he is stronger than, say, Moon Knight in World Boss Legend. However, you know, Moon Knight can do all those stages that I showed you guys because that's who I actually used. Granted, I did have to use a Brilliant in the stage 80 plus range. So that is something else to also think about. But I mean, I think for a lot of players that already have, you know, a combat hero leveled up, whether it's Venom or Moon Knight, they're probably going to skip Captain America. If they don't, then they might go ahead and level up Cap and use them, especially if they're not too worried about ABX and ABL and they're more worried about World Boss Legends. So, guys, let me know what you think about Captain America. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. G2+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.